Today, we will explore the various opportunities available for entrepreneurs and investors looking to establish or expand their businesses in Alberta, Canada. Our goal is to encourage you to consider Alberta seriously as a prime location for your business and immigration journey. So, let's begin as to why Alberta. Why people are interested, why entrepreneurs are interested in this province. So, Alberta is a top choice for business and immigration. Alberta boasts a diverse economy, strong economy. From my perspective, these are the 5 reasons why people are interested at the moment. It's driven by such energy, the province economy is driven by such industries as energy, agriculture, technology, and tourism. So you have all types, almost all types of businesses in the rest of Canada, but situated very conveniently in the west between Saskatchewan and British Columbia. So tourism is one of the best reasons I travel to Alberta. So it's a strategic location, offers easy access to North American markets, making it a hub for business activities. Alberta also has high quality of life. It's more affordable than places like Vancouver, British Columbia, or Ontario, and with excellent healthcare system, education system, and supportive business environment. One is the corporate tax rate is lower. There's no high taxes like 13% in Ontario, but 5% in Alberta. So no provincial sales tax in that respect. So, but let's go into the programs. So in a nutshell, there are basically 8 streams, 4 for entrepreneurs and 4 for personal immigration. Today, we specialize in business immigration and we'll focus on just business immigration programs. At the heart of Alberta's business immigration opportunities is the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, which is let's call it an umbrella program under which there are streams, okay? This program is designed to attract skilled workers and entrepreneurs to support the province's economic growth. So your venture in the business should be tightly connected to the province's strength in terms of industry, in terms of priority sectors, and so on. This program offers multiple streams, as I said, for different needs of labor market. The personal immigration side is more about labor market, encouraging eligible candidates to apply personally, but on the business immigration side, the entrepreneur streams are tailored for individuals who want to start or purchase an existing business. So starting from zero or taking over an existing Albertan business to enable continuity of that business. To qualify, you need to have relevant experience, and we will go into detail about the minimum net worth and language capabilities. Your spouses can help. But don't forget one thing. Even if it's a provincial level programs, Alberta provincial programs, they are based on collecting necessary points. So we will discuss the minimums, but if you go beyond minimums, you will have more points, which translates into more chances of success. So, as I mentioned, there are 4 streams for entrepreneurs: rural entrepreneur stream, graduate entrepreneur stream, farming stream, and foreign graduate entrepreneur stream, which I believe is a very good program for those who graduated from outside of Canada. So let's dive in from starting from rural entrepreneur stream. For those with background in business, they have enough business and they are ready to explore rural Albertan communities. At the moment, there are 56 communities in Alberta participating in this program, Rural Entrepreneur Stream. How they are selected? Basically, they are selected by the population size. All of these 56 communities across Alberta are not populated that much. It's less than 100,000 in terms of population. Okay, then rural. You need to contact those. Preferably you need to have a meeting. Sometimes the communities agree to meet you online, but preferably you should visit the location and then decide for yourself. The community, I would like to ask the assistant to bring it to the screen on so that I can read it. So the community and candidate determine whether they will do an physical exploratory visit or they will use web-based conferencing. So you need to, if you contact each individual community, they will tell you what's the best means of communication. You need to have 3 years of experience in managing an active management in the business as an owner or manager, or at least 4 years of experience as a senior manager working for somebody else's business in the past 10 years. At the minimum, high school diploma, which is not very hard to achieve. Most entrepreneurs have high school diploma, and language level of CLB4, which is not very high and it's easily achievable. Minimum net worth, which is objectively verified, should be 300,000, and then you have to be ready to invest at a minimum 100,000 to your rural community based business in Alberta. If you can buy the business outright, 100% ownership, but if you want to do partnership, you need to have at the minimum 51% of the business. And for new businesses, if you are creating a new business, you need to create at least one job for Canadians. If you are purchasing a business, there's no job creation requirement, but I always suggest my clients to go beyond minimums and create jobs even if you purchase a business, and then earn more points for you to be nominated. Okay. Must have a community support letter, which is obvious. You are working with Albertan communities. You need to present to them, tell your business venture plans, and then they will issue a support letter. Basically, you have a teammate in your immigration journey. In addition to your business immigration lawyer, you have a community support, which can give an edge in your application. So as I mentioned, this is for rural program, rural locations, but there are great businesses in rural Alberta. I personally traveled to rural Alberta a few years ago, and you can see my interviews with several communities in that region, in that province. They are amazing people, very welcoming communities. What they're trying to address is the aging population. They want to increase the younger population, more entrepreneurial population. There are great businesses that you can succeed and then buy them to take over the torch and continue that business and contribute to the community. So this is more a general, if you have any, by the way, if you have any comments, if you disagree with some of my findings in this presentation, please type your comments, type your feedbacks and questions. We will get to those questions very soon. So in rural, as I said, there are minimums and you need to be able to go, you need to be going beyond minimums. And there are bonus points for you to get. And if you are aged, although there's no formally age limitation as such, but between the ages of 21 to 49, you will get the most points, okay? Spouse and partner has at least 1 year of full-time post-secondary education, brings you more points. And then spouse or your partner has CLB4, that gives more points. You and your spouse have relatives in the province, additional points. So the nuances of this stream is very interesting. One is, if you haven't started with rural entrepreneur stream, you can join it at a later time if you are running your business in Alberta for at least 1 year. So entrepreneurs, established businesses owned by foreigners at the moment, already running in Alberta, can participate and can still apply. So there are two ways to enter this stream. One is from the very beginning of the stream, and the other is to join the stream once you have run your Albertan business for at least 1 year. There's an expression of intention. You express the intention, they evaluate, and then you submit, you go ahead with submitting your application package. Now, second one, and after this we will have a quick pause and then continue with the remaining two programs. Farming stream. Alberta is huge about farming, agriculture, and related industries. Candidates must have their application and the proposed business plan. They have to submit it to the committee, which is Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, for assessment. The program managers, the program unit, will consult with Alberta's Department for Irrigation and Agriculture. They will see whether your plan is feasible, taking into realities of Alberta's agriculture sector. So this is basically you express and you give your plan for them to evaluate and say, yes, okay, it seems feasible, now go ahead and fully apply. I will ask to keep this slide on the screen because it's easier for me to read. Eligibility criteria. So you need to show farming experience, farm management experience. Financial documentation, it can be shown by previous financial documents that you run farm before, you managed farm, documentation related to your education, training, and work experience, proposed business plan for the farming enterprise in Alberta, that's the whole package, and proof of financing willingness from Canadian financial institutions. So this last point indicates that you can get financing for your farming project, farming business, but it has to be so persuasive that Canadian financial institutions are ready to finance you at least partially. So this is another criteria. Investment requirement, it's a bit higher. You need to have a minimum net worth of $500,000, plus you need to be able to inject $500,000 of equity in a primary production farming in Alberta. So what does primary production means? Candidates must document their investment plans in a proposed business plan and submit it with their application to the program authorities. Then they will evaluate application representing the best opportunity for growth, will be selected and then promoted in a way. So this is a great project. There are some opportunities for foreigners with the right experience in farming to do this, to follow this. But again, as I said, the investment requirements and minimum net worth requirements are much higher than the rest. So let's take a quick break here and then continue with the two streams of the program dedicated to graduates of universities.
To stay updated on all things related to Canadian business immigration, check us out on social media. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter for the latest news and updates. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell to stay informed about the most recent immigration news, interviews with top immigration specialists, and our weekly live shows. Visit our website at www.sabirovs.com for more information or to book a consultation with our team of experts.
So now I will outline the criteria for graduate entrepreneur stream. This is the program designed for international graduates from Alberta's post-secondary institutions who want to start or operate a business. So you can start from scratch, and again, as a graduate from Alberta school, you can purchase a business. So eligibility criteria include graduation from Alberta institution, of course, public institution only, not private universities. Relevant work experience and viable business plan is needed. This stream helps retain talented graduates and encourage them to contribute to Alberta's economy. Once you study in Alberta, Alberta wants you to stay in the province. So minimum eligibility requirements, let's have a look. Minimum diploma, that is 2-year diploma that you have obtained in Alberta from public colleges or universities. You need to obtain your post-graduation work permit issued by IRCC at the end of at the time you are expressing your interest. And language, obviously it's very logical that if you graduated from an Alberta school, your language skill is advanced. So language CLB 7 is required in English, and in French it's NCLC level 7. business establishment after approval. So this is very key. You don't have to establish a business to apply, but you have to express your interest to do certain type of business, and then after getting the approval, you must establish a new business or buy an existing business in Alberta with at least 35% ownership. So technically, you can combine two graduates into one business venture. So if it's a partnership, then business partners must be Canadian citizen or permanent residents. So what I see here is if you take 34% and then another foreign graduate student can get 34%, and then the third person needs to be Canadian citizen or permanent resident. Bonus points. Again, here we have bonus points for the ages between 21 and 49. Spouse, if you have spouse or partner and that person is educated in Alberta and has language skills, another bonus for you in terms of points. Work experience of at least 6 months in Canada or abroad. So you can use your foreign experience to qualify for additional points. If you have relatives in Alberta, that helps you for your adaptation and it gives you more points. Economic benefit. This is the most important part. If you create jobs, which as you can see, you don't have to create jobs, but if you do, you will get points. If you do your business in priority economic sectors, you have another additional point. Business location. If you go with rural, now we discussed rural before, but undergraduate entrepreneur stream, you can still go to rural Alberta and be rewarded with additional points there too. So business succession gives you another point. So you take over an existing business. So in a way, Alberta is preferring the business succession route for your business instead of creating one from zero. You create your investment amount. Obviously, any program that we discuss here, if you invest more, it's better for you. And finally, you develop IP. If you have innovative business, you can develop intellectual property. Partnership or support from business incubators, accelerators, venture capitals, and angel investors will also give you this additional point. You can see here, you can sense a little bit of a startup nature of these programs. So graduate entrepreneur stream for local graduates, the international students that studied in Alberta. Now let's look at another very innovative Alberta stream, which is designed for foreign international graduates. So the foreign graduate entrepreneur stream targets recent graduates from outside of Canada, not in Alberta, but outside of Canada, who are interested in starting or operating a business in Alberta. Applicants must meet education and work experience requirements as well as present a solid business plan. Now, here's what I call Alberta's provincial startup program, because I can see that this is more about innovation, and you can see in the minimum requirements there's a requirement to work with a designated agency. There are 2 agencies in Alberta. You can find them online, and all the links related to these programs will be underneath this video. A designated agency in Alberta needs to support you and like you and promote you in a way. And you can see there's a startup visa elements here. But it can also go, if you buy a business through business succession, you can still do brick and mortar type of old school type of businesses, not necessarily startup. So let's see again, education, of course, minimum post-secondary degree from outside of Canada, minimum bachelor's degree, let's say, and minimum 6 months of work of owning and running a business. Business plan is a mandatory. Projected financials in the business plan must be included. And here's a startup element again, 10-minute pitch deck of proposed venture. You need to have a set of slides presenting this business venture. What are the cons and the canvas version of business canvas version of your presentation. Now, language, obviously, if you graduated from a post-secondary degree, you have a post-secondary degree, your English is solid, so CLB 7 in English and CLC Oh, sorry, there's a typo there, but CLB 7 level is required. Business establishment. You must establish a new business or buy an existing business in Alberta with at least 31% ownership in urban centers, Calgary and Edmonton, for example. These are two urban centers in the province. Or if you go beyond, outside of urban centers, then your ownership should be at least 51%. So there are some numbering there. You need to pay attention to. There are some numbers. So if a partnership, then of course business partners must be Canadian citizens or permanent residents. Minimum investment. This is very interesting. So remember I said the startup visa nature of this specific stream. Here, the minimum requirement for investment is $100,000 for an urban center or $50,000 for a regional center. So now you are encouraged to go to outside of urban centers. Plus, there's an interesting point at the end. Canadian investors may also invest. So the money that you invest is not necessarily all of your money, right? You can attract some investment here and there, and then say, hey, this is, and pay attention, there's no minimum net worth requirement under this program, right? There's no minimum net worth. The same was with this one. There is no minimum net worth requirement here. So these are good programs, especially for those younger, recent graduates who are interested in coming to Alberta. This could be a good chance. Of course, minimums are minimums, but 50,000 seems to be a reasonable amount. Yes, you can go to rural Canada, rural Alberta, and try your business concept. Once it flourishes, you replicate it to other urban centers. Once you become PR, the sky is the limit, right? So that's what I see in these two great programs, especially for younger generation. And I know things are a bit tough in the current economic situation for recent graduates and for international graduates. Here's an option. Alberta is waiting for you, and you want to get and benefit from these streams. Now, I want to know why you are interested in Alberta. Maybe you are interested because of economic opportunities. Please tell us why Alberta is an attractive place for you. Is it economic opportunities? Is it support for entrepreneurs? What support would you need to succeed in Alberta? In your mind, what do you think? What supports do you need on the ground? How can we support you? Please write down your comments and questions. And I promise after this live session, I will be in the comments section for within 30 minutes after finishing this live session. I will be in the comments section responding to your questions live myself. Personally, I will be doing that. So that's why I'm putting these questions. Why? Is it high quality of life? Do you think that your quality of life will improve if you move to Canada, specifically to Alberta? Why do you think your well-being will improve? Your quality of life will improve? Let's discuss, because it shouldn't be me telling you, promoting you certain locations in Canada, but you giving me feedback and say, I disagree, I agree here, I have some questions here. And lastly, is it Alberta's strategic location? Do you think Alberta's location is a good fit for your business? Maybe we do business immigration across Canada. Maybe Alberta is not the right fit. Maybe Saskatchewan is the best fit, or Maritimes, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador, New Brunswick. Tell us more, because we are here to help you make an educated and informed decision making in terms of where in Canada you should be doing your business. And in the future, we will bring some features from each province. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, let us know by follow us on social media. And if you are interested in Alberta's business immigration programs, you need a competent, honest, and caring team on your side. It's a long journey, and we are ready to be a part of your journey. Talk to a team that has been doing it for more than 10 years. And we will give you a holistic assessment of your situation. We can say, Alberta is not the right place, or yes, Alberta is the right place. Let's do it together. You shouldn't be alone in this journey of business immigration. Talk to our lawyers. We are ready to assess your situation and come up with a great business immigration solution for you. Now it's your time to ask questions. Let's have a quick break and come back to your questions.
Are you constantly on the move, managing your business, and looking for a convenient way to stay informed about expanding your business to Canada? Look no further. Introducing Speaking of Canada, the podcast that keeps you in the loop on all things related to Canadian business immigration, delivering the latest news and valuable tips and captivating interviews, no matter how busy your schedule gets. Speaking of Canada has got you covered.
As always, I'm ready for your questions. Any questions that I can take today, I will do my best to answer. If I cannot answer, I will reserve that question, and I promise I'll come back to you within the next 48 hours, okay? Now, Suleiman Qureshi is asking, thank you for the informative videos. My question is related to the service center business in Alberta. Okay, how long does the process take till work permit and total net worth, please? Thank you. Well, total net worth for Alberta rural, if we assume for rural and other sectors, I think the best, the ones that we discussed today, rural, if you are interested in rural Alberta, we've shared the minimum net worth of 300,000 and minimum investment of 100,000. But what do you mean by service center business? What type of business is that? Perhaps we discussed today PNP Alberta, right? Perhaps that nature of business is more suitable for federal business immigration program. So in terms of timeline, I always tell my clients, allocate at least 6 months to prepare yourself, to submit the application with great business plan and obtaining a work permit status. At least 6 months. So that, but on the provincial level. On the federal level, we have managed to get our clients to Alberta within 3-4 months. So provided that all your business plan and the concept, what you're trying to do in that province is ready. So depends on how much work, what level of preparation you've done so far. But again, let's talk, Suleiman. Why don't you book an appointment with one of my senior business immigration lawyers, and let's talk. Perhaps it's better for you to go through business immigration on a federal level rather than on provincial level. Depends on how soon you want to be in Canada. All right, another question from Facebook. We are feeding the Facebook through our assistant here. Facebook, I plan to start a tech business. What are the emerging tech sectors in Alberta currently seeking investment? Well, that's a good question, but again, very wide question. I think looking at Alberta's agricultural sector and oil and gas sector, you can go into tech innovation for those sectors, but at the same time, politically speaking, Alberta government is trying to diversify. It's trying to be less reliant on natural resources like oil and gas, and be more tech savvy, and support tech sectors. Anything related to doing things in a new way, be it artificial intelligence or agri-tech, agri-food sector, tourism, and in any sector you can come up with innovation. Even old school sectors are being affected positively and changing. So don't limit yourself to certain sectors. Just learn more about Alberta, and how your business project or your skills fit into that province. And Alberta, I know Alberta is one of the fastest moving provinces when it comes to PNP nominations, when it comes to bringing tech talent to the city. Calgary has become a tech hub now. Edmonton is one of the leading centers, hubs for tech. So don't stop exploring. Don't stop at one sector. Explore and see how things can be done in a new, more modern way, taking all the tools on board and come up with a benefit for province. Province is very active, it's very nimble compared to other provinces. No offense, other provinces are a bit slow, but Alberta is quite fast. The government is attuned to bringing talent to the province. Okay? Suleiman is asking another question. Thank you for answering my question. It's Luxury Watches Service Center. Okay, good. Well, I'm not aware of luxury watches, but if you see there is a market, I think one thing is for sure: bringing your specialists that will be fixing luxury watches and placing them in Alberta and servicing North American market is convenient. Because immigration, I assume, but please correct me if I'm wrong, I assume that in the luxury watch repair sector, the skill set, the expertise is key. It's probably difficult to find specialists who really understand your luxury watches, because if you mess up with a luxury watch, you're losing thousands of dollars. And I know this because I heard several years ago that, for example, diamond cutters are very rare experts in the world. People look for quality diamond cutting people. So if you want to bring them here and place them in Alberta, yes, why not? A quick office with security in place, and you can bring in the watches, fly them in for repair in Alberta and do it. It's a great skill. It's a great business, I think. If you are interested in Alberta, why not? Things are cheaper, more affordable, and then I can argue for that business concept, and I think we will be successful. Talk to us. We will be happy to discuss that. Okay, I think it's over, and we've been. I'm looking at the time. We've been talking with you and discussing Alberta Business Immigration Programs for over 30 minutes now. But again, I will be in the comments section in 30 minutes from now, and we'll be answering your questions. If you are watching this live show midway, don't hesitate, leave your questions, and I will be in the comment section in the next 30 minutes. And see you there in the comment section. Thank you for joining. Have a good day.
To stay updated on all things related to Canadian business immigration, check us out on social media. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter for the latest news and updates. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell to stay informed about the most recent immigration news, interviews with top immigration specialists, and our weekly live shows. Visit our website at www.sabirovs.com for more information or to book a consultation with our team of experts.